Let's get to some yoga. For class today, we'll be using a blanket and a block. So grab a block. If you don't have one already, you probably already have a blanket ready. And find a seat. And sitting, however, is comfortable for you, as long as your spine can lift really nice and tall. And you can let your shoulders drop away from your ears, finding a place of expansive ease in your body and closing your eyes. And if it's comfortable for you to flip your palms up in this receptive gesture, I invite you to do that so that we're receiving this present moment, we're receiving what is. We're receiving the sunlight, the bird song, the gentle breeze. And begin to deepen your breath and see how that invitation lands in your body. What do you notice as you invite more breath to come into your body and to leave your body? And as you're exploring the breath here, I invite you to tune into anything that you may be ruminating on today about something not being quite right, or something that feels like it's an obstacle to your happiness or peace. And if nothing shows up for you, congratulate yourself. Noticing this might be something that's really big, that's been going on for years, or it might be something that was just like this morning, there was a little snafu or a inconvenience or something. Notice what happens to the breath as you connect with this shift in energy. And then see if you can hold whatever it is that feels like an obstacle or a frustration in your heart, and breathe space around it. You're just going to visualize it. And holding it in your heart with some gentleness. And breathing some space of like, yep, that's just how it is right now. Letting go of the fight against that reality just for a couple breaths. It doesn't have to be forever and ever. And If it feels available to you, bring a gentle smile to your lips. Ah, life. How interesting the ways that it flows and the ways that we think we know better. One more deep breath here. And then gently opening your eyes, bringing your arms by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, looking up. Exhale, we're going to twist to the right, bringing the arms down halfway. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left, arms come halfway. Inhale, center, like we're tracing that half moon. Turn to the right, halfway down. Inhale, up, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, up. Stay lifted. And exhale, wrist circles. Float your arms out and down. Releasing into what is. So let your arms hang by your sides. Inhale, roll your shoulders to the ears. Exhale, out the mouth, down the back. Again, inhale. One more time. Nice. And then folding forward, stretching out from the low back and hips. With your next inhale, coming back up, let's switch the cross of the legs if they are crossed. And bringing the hands to the hips here, the knees. Take an inhale here. Exhale, drop the right shoulder towards the left knee, looking back behind you. Inhale, back to center. Side stretching here. Left shoulder drops towards right knee, look behind you. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder drops. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder drop. Inhale, center. One more time, each side. Inhale, back to center. And let's take some circles with the ribs. Rolling them around. Letting the head roll opposite. Noticing how easy or challenging it is to flow here in these circles. Let's go back the other way. Our bodies get accustomed to certain patterns of movement. And what happens when we just let things flow? And coming back to center here. Lovely. Stretching your legs. Oh no, let's fold forward. So we're folding with the legs crossed in this direction if they are crossed. And then inhale, coming back up, stretching the legs out in front of you, bouncing out your knees. Roll those feet around. And then let's bring the legs really wide out to the sides. This might not be like your widest ever. We haven't really woken up those inner thighs. So notice if there's like judgment that arises in your mind. Bring your block in front of you here, out in front of you a little bit. And we're gonna shift forward on the sit bones. So on the edge of your blanket here, you'll feel your pelvis tilt slightly forward. Keep a soft bend in your knees so you're not pressing your knees down, letting them have a little lift underneath here. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, we're gonna hinge forward slowly, and we're gonna keep breathing as we hinge. And I've asked you to place the block here because you can place your hands on the block, let the elbows be soft, or maybe you can bring your forearms down to the block. If you're feeling very flexible today, you might be able to fold forward and place your forehead on the block. See where you are. We're gonna take 3 letting go breaths here. Deep inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. What can you release? With your next inhale, coming back up. And bending the knees, bringing the feet on either side of the block, like we're in a bound angle pose, but the feet aren't actually touching each other. This is a different feeling in the hips, perhaps. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, folding forward again, and maybe bringing the hands or the forearms to the block. And again, releasing, like, what can you let go of? What holding is there? Expectation, frustration, something's not the way you wanted it to be. That's a hard one for me. Lots of expectations, lots of desires for things to be. Let's do 3 letting go breaths here. Lovely. Coming back up, releasing the block. Facing it towards the top of your mat. Scoop your knees up, hug them in, give yourself a tight squeeze, curling into a little ball. And imagine yourself as a seed of compassion and ease and flow, planted into this rich springtime soil. And then releasing here, and we'll come to hands and knees. So feel free to put your blanket underneath your knees if you would like. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips or a little bit wider. Take an inhale here. Exhale, round the spine, gazing towards your belly button. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, let the motion slide up the spine, belly drops, head lifts. Exhale, rounding back. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, lifting, this time curling the toes under, pressing back to a down dog. And walking out your dog, if that feels good, dropping one heel and then the other, shifting through your hips. And then bringing your legs to stillness, melting your heart towards your toes, dropping the heels. Present here, receiving. Sensation, bird song, light breath. With your next inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. As you exhale, bring your knee towards your nose as you pull forward towards a plank pose. Inhale, lifting back up. Exhale, bend the knee and bring it over towards your left elbow. Crossing. Inhale, lift back up. And exhale, now bring the knee to the outside of the right elbow. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, bring the foot through to the top of the mat. High or low lunge, finding your balance here. Inhale, lifting the arms up. And holding here, grounding into this moment. You might rotate the pinkies in, pressing palms back behind you. See what that does in the shoulders. Inhale, little back bend. Exhale, bring the hands back down. We're going to find the block at the highest height, out to the right and in front of the right foot. And we're going to step forward, bringing the left leg up, left hand to the left hip, and we'll begin to rotate. So we're coming towards a half moon pose here. And if you'd like, you can stack those hips and lift the left arm up into the air and maybe rotate the gaze. And in the balancing, can you tune into the ways in which we're in relation to space and time? How our focus creates our experience. One more inhale. And exhale, come to a forward fold at the top of your mat. You can move the block over to the other side. Forward fold, shake the head around. Soft knees. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, standing all the way up. Palms pressed together. Exhale, hands to the heart. So we're going to do a little breath work, standing breath work here before we do the other side. And we're going to clear out the illusion, clear out the cobwebs. So inhale, sweep your arms out and up. You can just stay at the top of your mat if you'd like. I'm just going to turn to face you so you can see what I'm doing fully. So we're going to sit down into a high chair pose. Feel your core engage. Make sure you've got some weight in the heels of your feet. Take another inhale. And we're going to use our ha breath. Sweep to the right. Inhale up, left. Fling those arms. Forceful breath. Two more. Inhale, up, lengthen the legs, lengthen the arms, hold the breath in. Coming to the top of your mat if you're not there already. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat, back, lengthen. Exhale down, step, back to the back of your mat. Coming to a plank pose. Holding here, you can drop your knees if you'd like. One more inhale. And then exhale, we're going to lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale up, whatever version of cobra feels good to you right now. Maybe staying really low, elbows in, shoulders down. Exhale down. Inhale, up to cobra, and then press back through hands and knees to a child's pose. Really let this be a pose of surrender, letting go. Like, we don't know the full picture here. What do we focus on in ways that gets in the way of happiness? With your next inhale, pulling forward, hands and knees. Exhale, round to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Curl the toes under, press back to a down dog. Taking a couple breaths here, you can choose if you'd like to move or remain still. Noticing if there's any thoughts in your mind, like, this would be better if the sun wasn't so hot, or that bird is too loud, or things like that. And shifting to the presence of it is. It is. The sun is warm. Thank you, sun. The birds are singing. Thank you, birds. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring the knee forward, nose towards knees. You come towards the plank. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, knee to the right elbow, twisting. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, knee to the outside, left knee, left elbow, lifting up. Exhale, bring the foot through to the top of the mat. Finding a high or low lunge, feel free to drop that back knee. That helps you be more stable. If your knee is lifted, make sure that back heel is lifted too. Deep breaths here. Feeling present in the stability in your own body here. One more inhale, little back bend. Exhale, coming forward, and we're going to find that block underneath the left hand. Bringing the right hand to the right hip, right leg is lifted. This might be where you stay. If you are even struggling with that, you can bring your right toes down to the floor. If you'd like to go further, you can stack the hips and maybe bring that right arm up into the air, maybe rotate the gaze. Half moon. This is a challenging pose, and I think it's aptly named. The half moon. Like, how do we choose our perspective here? It's not easy. One more inhale. And exhale, come to a forward fold at the top of the mat, releasing the block, shake the head out. Releasing. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, standing all the way up. Palms pressed together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath. Notice what's arising in the mind. What sensation is present in the body. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And sitting down into the chair pose. Make sure you can lift your toes. We'll begin our ha breath. Take an inhale and begin. Clearing illusion. Spring cleaning. Sit a little lower. Two more. Inhale, up, hold the breath in, feel the burn in the leg. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen the spine. Exhale down, place the hands step back to a plank pose. Holding here, feel free to drop your knees if you'd like, but keep those hips forward. You're not in a tabletop. One more inhale and surrender down to the earth. Bring your arms by your sides here. Turn your cheek to one side. Feel your belly breathing into the belly of the earth. This beautiful connectivity. Ways in which we're supported that we don't even know and see. And bringing the right arm straight out from the right shoulder. Bringing the left hand underneath the left shoulder. We're going to roll over onto, so if you rotator cuff issues in your right arm, don't do this whole thing. You might come into a cobra or a sphinx pose. But we're going to roll over onto the arm. You can place your left foot on the floor behind your right leg. Let your head relax down and then press into the left hand, opening up the chest. And breathe. One more breath here. And unwinding, coming to the other side, stretching left arm out from the shoulder, pressing into the right hand. Maybe right foot comes to the floor behind your left leg, letting the head relax onto the floor. Breathing into this twist, opening up through the heart center. May our hearts open wider and wider and wider. One more breath here. And then coming back onto your belly, pressing up into a cobra, maybe a little higher this time. Feeling the flexibility into the body, the spine. And then from here, pressing back to a child's pose. And moving from here, we're going to make our way onto our backs. I invite you to roll up your blanket here and just leave it down towards the bottom of your mat. We're going to let our knees rest on it in just a moment. But right now, hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side here. And then let the knees come away from each other. Reach through the inside of the knees, grabbing onto the outside of the feet or the ankles for happy baby pose. You can rock side to side here. If there's any final poses you would like to find before coming to Shavasana, feel free. Otherwise, stretching out long and see if you can get that blanket underneath your knees. A little support, a little ease. Letting the shoulders slide down the back, jaw softens. Relaxing into this exact moment. We spend so much energy focused on what happened in the past and what we're planning for the future or what we're afraid of in the future. What does it feel like for just a minute or two to just be here? Can you feel some tension, some armor falling away? Bringing your awareness back to the surface of your body. Begin to deepen your breath and wiggle your fingers and toes. And as you're ready, bend one knee and then the other, placing your feet on the floor. And come to rest over on your right side. Taking a breath here and keeping your eyes closed and your attention internal. Gently press your way up to find a seat. Sitting with your eyes closed, allow these words from Adyashanti to wash over you. There is a very simple secret to being happy. Just let go of your demand on this moment. Anytime you have a demand on the moment to give you something or remove something, there is suffering. You're arguing with what is. Your demands keep you chained to the dream state of the conditioned mind. The desire to control is ultimately our unwillingness to just be awake. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart, pressing your thumbs in to feel your heartbeat, your personal pulse. Take a deep breath of gratitude, sending that gratitude from your heart out to all the cells in your being.
Maybe getting curious about going into the day, being a little more awake rather than demanding. I'm going to try it. Maybe you'll join me. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.